Once we learn about tectonic timescale and orbital timescale, we mentioned ice ages and we said continental movements and orbital changes can drive the growth or melting of glaciers. We will learn what glaciers are and why they grow, where the radiation changes are important, and then focus on the time scale of the last ice age ending. The last ice age started around 120,000 years ago and it ended about 18,000 years ago. So, the ice, 3 kilometers thick ice was extending deep down into the North American continent and Europe. There is evidence also of ice coming down here on land. And when you lock up so much water in ice, it is basically water that has been evaporated from the oceans, which means the oceans lose the water. So, you will see that lot of the land get exposed by the drop in sea level. So, you can see that new passageways will be created, which means it will show up in migration of not only human beings, but also some animals and so on, and it will show up in all the evidences that are stored in terms of the changes in wind strength, precipitation distribution, dust, photosynthesis in the ocean, photosynthesis and vegetation on land, and so on. So, we use those kinds of evidences, including physical evidences of glacier growing, which includes pushing of the material by the glacier into the ocean or boulders being carried by the glacier and so on. We put it all together and try to understand, with the knowledge of the orbital changes and the radiation changes, how the deglaciation started and how it continued into the present. So, that in the present context, when we look at sea level change and temperature change, we have to remember that we are coming out of an ice age and entering global warming. So, that context of sea level change, temperature change has to be put in terms of the glacial deglacial changes that started already 20,000 years ago. We will also relate this somewhat to how the monsoon evolution over the last several million years is affecting the drawdown of carbon dioxide, deglaciation, and how that then goes into the Holocene and also continues into industrial revolution and future climate change.